Lately, I've been thinking about how the years have changed me, not just my face, not just my body, but the way I think, the way I love, the things I worry about, the things I no longer worry about. When I was younger, I believed some things were important that honestly don't matter much anymore. And strangely, some of the smallest things in life have become the most precious. So what happened was I found these 10 questions for reflection and sat down with a pen and paper and answered them all in my journal, etc. But I thought I'd share what I found with you. So to answer these questions as succinctly as possible, I think what matters far less to me now than it did when I was younger. Impressing people, being admired, looking perfect. Oh, being right all the time. Outside validation, did I do a good job on that song? What did you think of my article? Things like that. Having the last word, appearing younger, pleasing everyone. So I used to care very much what people thought of me. Truth be told, I still do, but in a different way, in a more mature way, I hope. But I didn't realize how exhausting it was until I look back on my life and I see how stressed I was, how tired I was. Number two, and I wonder, I wonder what you're thinking as I'm sharing what I'm sharing. Did you feel that way? Do you still feel that way? Number two, what matters more to you now than it ever did before? Well, if you follow me, you probably know the answer to that, but I'll share it anyway. Peace, faith, honesty, calm relationships, meaningful conversation. I love meaningful conversation. I love meaningful movies, movies that have depth to them. You know, like Pride and Prejudice, Emma, The Help. I love that movie. Things that have a really great story, things that make you think. Home really matters to me more now than it ever did. I was sharing with my husband when I was young, I hardly thought about domestic matters. Honestly, I was just all about chasing the brass ring. What matters to me now is purpose. I would say having a purpose, not just a purpose to make money or a selfish goal, but having a really true purpose when I look back at my life, a legacy, if you will. Integrity, absolutely integrity means so much to me. And having a simple life, keeping things simple. So for me, peace has become more valuable to me than any excitement. Honestly, peace, peace, peace. All right, number three, what kind of beauty do you notice now that younger you would have overlooked? Well, I'd say when I was younger, I noticed beauty that demanded attention. Look at me, look at me, look at my dress, look at my hair, look at my perfect makeup, look at what I've accomplished. But now I notice beauty that gives peace. There's a calm on the face. It's just a peaceful person. That person to me is a beautiful person. I think again of Audrey Hepburn. I did a video about Audrey's life. I'll put a card there for you. What did you spend years chasing that turned out not to matter very much? I think my honest answer would be that I spent years trying to become, there's a term that people use, trying to become enough. I don't really like that term. It sounds very, I don't know, modern, and not that there's anything wrong with the term, but for me, trying to become worthy in someone else's eyes. not even necessarily my own, but trying to measure up, trying to become worthy in someone else's eyes. What has aging freed you from? Well, and it definitely is freeing. If you saw my video on Rachel Ward, she was absolutely honest about her life, not afraid to come on camera, no makeup, just working in the field, just talking about her life as she is right now. So what has aging freed me from? I think probably the pressure to perform, trying to compete, fear of missing out, things like that, pretending, chasing trends, comparing myself to somebody else. That's a big one, comparing myself to someone else. And number 6, what disappointments changed you the most? Well, some disappointments, I would say, broke illusions that I probably needed to lose. I'll give you an example. When I recorded my beautiful CD down in Nashville, Tennessee, it was a lifelong dream. And I didn't accomplish that dream until 58 years old. And I wouldn't even say that I accomplished it. It was just a blessing in my life. Long story. But after I recorded the CD, and my producer had been a producer and a studio musician for very big names who you would know, he's going to ask me to sing with him on a platform in front of thousands of people. But that never happened. And I'm not saying it didn't happen because of him. I don't really know why it didn't happen. Right after I released my CD and ordered an awful lot of copies, I got ill and I was homebound for 10 years. I mean, this happened very quickly after my CD was all put together, and I thought about maybe I'll have a chance to tour. All kinds of things go through your mind, and I was disillusioned. I really was. I was disillusioned. I was disappointed, deeply disappointed. And I don't even think I'm sure I let my husband know, but I don't think I let anybody else know. And that feeling has passed, thank God. That was a season. But that was a big disappointment. But how it changed me was I just realized that there are things that happen in your life that are blessings, and if you don't get, for lack of a better term, if you don't get what you want, there's a reason for it. And what's changed me is knowing, looking back, that God had my back. And that's changed me because it caused me to trust God even more. All right, so number 7, what small ordinary things feel precious to you? I love this one, and I can honestly say small, more ordinary things. I have a little deck. I live in a condo development, but I have a little deck, and it doesn't overlook anything beautiful. But I've tried to make my little deck, my little corner of the world, I'll put a picture here for you, just as peaceful and tranquil as I can make it. And I love getting up in the morning and making my coffee and going out and sitting on that deck and honestly listening to the birds, listening to the trees rustle if it's a windy day. We're sitting, talking on the phone talking to someone you haven't spoken to a while, someone you love. What do younger women worry about that you wish they understood differently? Wow. I'm talking to my younger self now, but I wish younger women understood how quickly life passes while you're busy criticizing yourself. You're busy criticizing yourself. You're comparing yourself. You're doing all the things that, as older women, we look back and think, oh, don't do that, don't do that. But that's one thing that's one thing that I wish I could have said to my younger self. I understand it now. Number 9, in what ways are you actually better now than when you were younger? Well, I may not be younger, but I'm far more grounded. I can say that honestly. I'm more quietly confident. I'm not looking so much for, was that good? Was I good? Did you like it? And do I look pretty? Although I still ask my husband, do I look pretty, honey? And of course he's going to say yes. Do I look fat, honey? Of course he's going to say no. But I am emotionally steadier, I think. I'm definitely stronger spiritually. I'm definitely more grateful. Hopefully I'm less reactive. Working on that one. What did you mean by that? What? What did you just say? Hopefully more discerning. Definitely more discerning. That's a gift from God. Hopefully more calm. If I don't drink coffee, my husband says I'm calmer. So I guess it's in there somewhere. Hopefully wiser. I do think I'm wiser. The scripture says, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of the Lord, and the Lord will give it liberally. I hope I didn't butcher that verse, but I'm definitely wiser. And the one that I like best is more compassionate. I'm definitely more compassionate now than I was as a younger woman. Then the final one is finish this sentence honestly. And I don't know why it cut off, but I'll have to fix that. Finish this sentence honestly. The years changed me. The years changed me by teaching me. Well, honestly, I've got my notes here. The years changed me by teaching me that beauty cannot hold a life together. How you look cannot hold your life together. That God was more concerned with my soul than my image. That character outlasts beauty. That becoming older is not the tragedy I feared. That love and attention are not the same things. That insecurity steals years. Stole my first marriage. I talk about that in the first chapter of my book. I'll leave a link to it below. That faith matters more than appearances. That time is precious. And so that's it in terms of, look at that, I made myself tear up. So that's it for answering those 10 questions. Sorry about the tearing up there at the end. And so everyone, I am living, learning, and growing wiser. I'm seeing beauty and life differently. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.